A warning has been issued to people visiting Spain and Portugal this Easter weekend because of deadly weather. 4 people have died, including a British man, after falling into the sea in 3 incidents on Spain's Atlantic and Mediterranean coasts, emergency services said. The deaths came amid warnings of strong winds and widespread rain thanks to Storm Nelson across many parts of the country and warnings of high waves on Portugal's coast to the southwest. It is understood the victim, who has not yet been identified, was around 50 years old and had traveled to the area with his wife for a short holiday. His body was recovered just before 2 p.m. on Friday, March 29, authorities said, around 60 minutes after the alarm was raised. Local reports suggest the man was knocked off his feet by a rogue wave and hit his head on the marina wall after getting up. A witness told El Comercio, the man stood up for a moment to look at the waves, and when he turned around to return to his wife, who had stayed further back, a wave dragged him away. An Emergency Response Coordination Center spokesperson said, the Asturias Fire Rescue Group on board the medicalized helicopter of the Emergency Service of the Principality of Asturias, SEPA, has rescued the lifeless body of a man who fell into the sea at the San Esteban breakwater in Moros del Nalón. His body was evacuated to the breakwater itself, where the civil guard took charge of the situation. The dead man was located in the San Esteban estuary and was evacuated to the helicopter using a crane mechanism in which 30 meters of cable were deployed. The Asturias Emergency Coordination Center received the call at 1 p.m., saying a man had just fallen into the sea. The rescue group and emergency response helicopter were mobilized along with another team of firefighters. The Red Cross and Coast Guards were also alerted but didn't end up getting involved. The victim's body was located and recovered at 1:48 p.m. and taken to the breakwater. It is understood the couple traveled to Moros de Nalón from the city of Valladolid, 200 miles south, and arrived on Thursday. Moros de Nalón Mayor Celestino Novo said, they had come to spend a week's holiday in our municipality and this tragedy has occurred. I'm so devastated. 4 people have died in Spain during Storm Nelson, with residents and tourists being warned not to go near cliffs and promenades. Spanish police said a boy of Moroccan nationality and a German adult died on the Mediterranean coast near the eastern city of Tarragona. The German man went into the water trying to save the Moroccan youth and both perished. The civil guard said. A man and a woman died after falling into the Atlantic Ocean on Spain's northern coast, emergency services for the region of Asturias said. Spain's EFE news agency quoted local authorities as saying the man was of British nationality. Emergency services said rescuers had recovered the bodies in 2 separate incidents that occurred around 6 miles apart along a stretch of coast west of the northern city of Gijón. The man's body was pulled from the sea without signs of life after emergency services said they were informed that a person had fallen into the sea. The body of the woman, presumably Spanish, was recovered after she fell into the sea and was thrown against the rocks by the waves, authorities said. Spain's National Weather Service issued warnings Thursday for heavy winds in several areas of the peninsula. Those included the Asturias coast, where waves reaching 23 feet in height were forecast. Spain's Atlantic coastal area hasn't been hit by the drought affecting its northeast, including Tarragona and southern regions. The rain caused some cities to cancel Easter week processions scheduled for Thursday. The Portuguese Institute for Sea and Atmosphere issued warnings for high waves in areas on the coasts of that Iberian nation. Northwesterly waves of 13 to 16.4 feet were forecast on the west coast, and southwesterly waves measuring 9.8 to 13 feet were expected Friday into early Saturday. Storm Nelson passes over Spain, bringing with it strong winds and high waves. The dangerous weather will continue until at least Easter. Difficult weather conditions have been affecting the people of the Iberian Peninsula since the beginning of the week, and everything indicates that they will not improve anytime soon. Storm Nelson has been passing over the Iberian Peninsula since Thursday. The storm caused heavy rains and strong winds, as well as high waves in the coastal area. According to the National Meteorological Agency EMET, the element threatened residents of the central and eastern parts of the country on Friday and will remain locally dangerous until at least Sunday. The daily newspaper El País reported that 3 fatal accidents linked to the storm occurred on Thursday. 2 people died in Asturias, in the north of the country, and in the town of San Esteban de Bravia, a British citizen who was watching the huge waves falling into the sea died. A few minutes later, in the nearby town of Cudillero, the waves snatched up a woman and threw her onto the rocks. Although paramedics rushed to help, they were unable to save her. 2 people died near El Miracle Beach in Tarragona, Catalonia. A teenager who was staying there with a group of friends fell into the water and was carried away by strong waves. An adult man rushed to his aid and was also pulled into the sea. Several rescue teams, including a marine rescue helicopter, participated in the rescue operation, but despite immediate assistance provided, the 2 people died. Storm Nelson is leaving very intense rainfall in the Aragonese Pyrenees, up to 170 liters per square meter in a few hours. The weather alert for rain in the north and center of the province of Huesca was scheduled for early in the afternoon, but throughout the morning it has already been strongly felt in the Pyrenean regions. Given the complicated meteorological situation that Storm Nelson will generate in the autonomous community and given the high traffic in many areas due to the Easter holidays, the General Directorate of the Interior and Emergencies has recommended extreme caution, avoiding unnecessary trips by road and dispensing with carry-out mountain activities while the warnings remain in place. Until 5 in the afternoon, 173 liters had accumulated in the Pineta Valley. In front of the Monte Perdido Inn, a spectacular avalanche has occurred, caused by the downpour. The Monte Perdido station of the CHE has set the maximum record. Still, in other parts of Alto Aragon the storm has also left water in abundance, such as in Candanchu, 87 liters, in Pantacosa, 98, in Formigal, 73, or Surler, 69, according to the EMET and CHE station network. In the afternoon, it spread to other areas in the center of the province. In the capital of Huesca the storm has arrived and hail has even fallen. And the rains are expected to continue, since the warning was in force in the Pyrenees of Huesca and the central area of this province from 6 p.m. on March 29 to 12 a.m. on the 30th. The rainfall is accompanied by gusts of up to 90 km per hour at high altitudes. According to the Ebro Hydrographic Confederation, rainfall is leading to increases in flow in rivers in the Pyrenees and the Iberian system. At the moment they are ordinary floods with flows that do not overflow the channels, although in some cases the yellow warning thresholds may be exceeded. The Basin Organization warns that as a consequence of the stormy nature of the rainfall during Friday afternoon in the Aragonese Pyrenees area, it cannot be ruled out that some sudden and significant flooding may also occur in ravines and secondary channels. Added to this alert is a yellow warning for snow accumulation, from 6 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. on the 29th, which will be 5 centimeters above 1,000 meters of altitude and 10 centimeters above 1,500 meters of altitude. The rainfall recorded in recent days has raised the level of avalanche risk, which is notable 3 out of 5 below 2,200 meters and strong 4 above in the Pyrenean regions. The existence of plate avalanches has been reported from the EMET observation points.